Hey again, it's Todd Brown, and in this second video in our series, The Shortcut to Your First $100,000 Marketing Funnel, we're going to really get down to serious business. I'm going to show you the easiest way I know how to set up a marketing funnel that turns website traffic into new customers, sales, and profits for you. I'm going to show you the six-figure funnel formula map and walk you through the key steps and pieces, and show you some simple, cheap tools to quickly set up the whole thing. As well, in this video, I'm also going to tell you the foundational step in setting up a profitable marketing funnel that struggling marketers unknowingly miss. I'm also going to tell you the big flaw in the common list building advice that new marketers are taught, and why including the typical upsell offer sequence in your marketing funnel is not the best way. That's right, not the best way to increase the amount of money new customers spend with you. And I'm going to show you which method is the best. Now, more about that in just a bit. If you haven't seen the first introductory video, I highly encourage you to watch it. There's a link directly above this video that will take you right to it. Now, in this video, I've gone ahead and put together a sort of mini fast start class for you that quickly lays out the framework and strategy behind the six-figure funnel formula, walks you through the key steps, gives you some of the simple, cheap tools you can use, and explains what is being done and why throughout the funnel. This way, you have a clear understanding of why this simple little marketing funnel process is working like crazy right now. Now, let me be clear. There are a whole lot more steps and crazy ninja tactics and strategies that you can use in a marketing funnel. But in keeping with my promise of showing you how to quickly and easily set up your first profitable funnel, I wanted to show you a simple funnel framework and process that's working right now so you can get up and running as fast as possible. Now, just a little quick heads up before we get rocking and rolling. I love talking about marketing funnels, and there's a ton I want to cover for you, probably more than what should be covered in any one single video. So I'm going to move at lightning pace to cover as much as possible for you while respecting your time. Now, we're going to start by quickly talking about how to ensure your marketing funnel is built on a solid marketing foundation. So we're going to talk about something called marketplace sophistication. The fact is, if you get this wrong, it doesn't matter what you do in the rest of your marketing funnel, your sales conversions and profits will suffer. When you nail this though, your marketing funnel will convert like crazy. Seriously, it's that critical. And it's one of the big things that separate the marketers that have success after success from those that continue to struggle. So let's get to work. In a nutshell, marketplace sophistication tells us what hook or big idea in your marketing funnel your specific prospects will respond to, and which hooks and ideas will be ignored or discounted. Now, I'll give you a simple formula for crafting your hook in just a moment. Now, every different marketplace, whether it's made up of real estate agents, individuals going through a divorce, gardeners, people interested in weight loss, or scrapbookers, it doesn't matter. They're all at a certain level of marketplace sophistication. And it's knowing what that level of marketplace sophistication is for your prospects that allows us to build your marketing funnel on a hook or idea that will catch their attention, generate their interest, and get them to respond. Now, there are 5 different levels of marketplace sophistication. For time purposes, let me just quickly give you an overview of how prospects progress through these different levels, so you can begin to understand why it's critical that the rest of the funnel I'm going to show you be built off of the right hook or big idea for your prospects. Now, marketplace sophistication tells us that as your prospects are exposed to more and more advertising and marketing messages over time with bigger and bigger claims and promises, they become less and less responsive to certain marketing hooks and ideas. For example, at one point in time when fat-burning supplements first hit the market, the only thing that needed to be said was, "Take this pill and you'll lose weight." And prospects paid attention and responded because those prospects at that time hadn't been exposed to that type of marketing message before. And so they were at the first level of marketplace sophistication. so they responded to a level 1 marketing message. But imagine what would happen today if we tried to release a new fat-burning supplement to the market and all we said in our marketing was, take this pill and you'll lose weight. We would get clobbered, generate barely any sales, and would lose a boatload of money in the process. Why? Because today, due to the amount of advertising and marketing weight loss prospects have seen, weight loss prospects are no longer at that first level of marketplace sophistication, and so they no longer respond to that level marketing message. Now, an immature marketing message, one that's built on a marketing hook or idea that prospects have seen multiple times before, is responsible for more marketing funnel failure than anything else. Now, if this seems a little complex to you, don't worry, because later in this video series, I'll tell you how you can use a simple process to identify the level of marketplace sophistication for your specific prospects. For right now, and for this video, I just want you to understand the basic idea behind marketplace sophistication and recognize that it's critical that we identify a hook and idea for your marketing funnel that is appropriate for the marketplace sophistication level of your specific prospects. Which brings me to this. What is a marketing funnel hook or big idea? Well, a hook or big idea is nothing more than the marketing angle that you're using to grab your prospect's attention and present your marketing message and product or service to the marketplace. And almost always, the hook can be conveyed in a single statement that's made up of the following 4 pieces. Now, this is a writer-downer, so you'll want to grab a pad and pen because you're going to want to jot down some notes and ideas. So I'll give you a few seconds to grab those before going on. Okay, here are the 4 pieces of a good marketing funnel hook. 1. Prospect identification. 2. Specificity of situation. 3. Proclamation of a new idea, new to the prospect. 4. A big promise. Now let me give you a simple example of a hook and then show you how it's made up of these 4 pieces. Then we'll jump over to the 6-figure funnel formula map and I'll show you how we use your hook to set up the first piece of your funnel. So here's a simple example of a hook. If you're over the age of 54 and behind in saving for retirement, there's a little known new investment vehicle that guarantees to double your net worth in 6 years. Now, let's break this hook down together so you can see how it's made up of the 4 pieces. First, if you're over the age of 54, that's prospect identification. And behind in saving for retirement, that's specificity of situation. There's a little known new investment vehicle, that's proclamation of a new idea, that guarantees to double your net worth in 6 years. And that's the big promise. And that's all it takes to put together a marketing hook for your funnel, right? Pretty simple, huh? Now, once you've got your marketing hook, that's when we set up the first piece in the 6-figure funnel formula. So let's take a look at a full-size map. At first sight, this can look a bit scary, I know. But setting up this funnel is actually very easy when you understand what each of the main pieces do. And in just a bit, I'll show you how you can quickly set up this funnel with a couple of simple, cheap tools. For now, let's break down the 6-figure funnel formula map into its 5 main pieces. The first piece is the traffic captivation page. The second piece is the customer captivation offer. The third piece is the transaction maximization sequence. The fourth piece is the amplification autoresponder chain. And the fifth piece is the prospect remarketing sequence. Now, some of these pieces may seem familiar to you by the way they're laid out on the map if you've been around internet marketing for any length of time. But if you give me just a few minutes, I'll show you why each of these pieces are actually very different from what you've been taught. And you'll see just what makes the 6-figure funnel formula superior and so wildly effective at generating new customers and high transaction value sales for you. Let's cover each of the 5 main pieces one at a time. Then I'll explain the simple overall strategy behind this funnel so you can see how every step works together to turn more prospects into customers and produce more high dollar value sales for you. Now, the first main piece is the traffic captivation page. This is the entry point to the six-figure funnel formula. And on this page, we simply present your marketing funnel hook or big idea. But this is very different from the typical email opt-in page used by most internet marketers. Yes, this simple page collects the email address of prospects interested in your hook. However, this page does not offer the typical lead magnet, and you'll understand why in just a second. Now, the typical lead magnet is an extra free piece of content, information, tool, or resource that marketers create as a way to get as many folks in a niche to give up their email address so the marketer can put them on their email list. The big problem with this approach, besides it requiring you to create an extra something to give away, is that it generates an email list made up of a bunch of poorly qualified suspects, not prospects that are simply interested in getting something for free from you and that are not necessarily interested in your solution, your product or service. Instead, what the traffic captivation page does is generate a list of likely to buy prospects for you by simply presenting your hook and an opportunity for prospects to hear what it's all about. And instead of having to create another extra piece of content, information, tool, or resource, the traffic captivation page simply takes your traffic, generates interested prospects, and simply plugs them in to the beginning of your marketing funnel. Now, we'll talk about what happens with prospects after the traffic captivation page to deliver value and turn them into new customers in just a second. Setting up the traffic captivation page can very easily be done in a matter of minutes with a variety of tools. Now, one of the tools that I use and recommend is a brain-dead simple tool called Lead Pages. Maybe you've heard of it. A tool like Lead Pages allows you to set up a fantastic traffic captivation page with just a few clicks of the mouse and some copying and pasting. And you can start using Lead Pages for just $37. Even better, with Lead Pages, you don't even have to register a web address, set up a website, or pay for hosting if you don't want. Lead Pages can host and display everything for you if you want, so there's no additional costs or things to learn. It's actually pretty amazing. Now, the second piece in the six-figure funnel formula is the customer captivation offer. Now, this is the step in your funnel that takes your hook, demonstrates it in action, presents your product and the benefits, makes an offer, and generates the initial sale. Now, in a nutshell, the customer captivation offer is a specific high-value, low barrier of entry offer that presents a superior marketplace proposition to the prospect, eliminates all risk for the prospect, solves a specific narrow problem or want for the prospect, and makes it psychologically easy for prospects to buy. Now, it's priced low enough to be more of an impulse buy, but not one of these ultra low offers for your market so that it doesn't immediately position you in the minds of prospects as one of these cheap low-end marketers. And just like with the traffic captivation page, the customer captivation page can also very quickly be set up with a number of cheap, easy-to-use tools, including Lead Pages. As long as you can point and click and copy and paste, you can set up this page in a matter of minutes. Now, the third piece in the six-figure funnel formula is the transaction maximization sequence. Now, this part of the funnel is where the transaction value, the dollar amount of a new customer, is methodically increased with a strategic sequence and unique series of additional offers. Now, what makes the transaction maximization sequence superior and different from what's being taught to most internet marketers is that it's not the typical upsell process where customers are immediately presented with higher and higher priced offers. The first thing that makes the transaction maximization sequence more effective is that it's an add-on process, not an upsell process. And it uses common consumer buying experience to give the customer additional opportunities to reap more value from you in a way that matches their real-world buying behavior. Let me explain. What most online marketers have been taught to do, maybe even you as well, is immediately offer new customers the opportunity to add additional products to their order that are priced up to 3 times the first product purchased in their order. For example, if a customer purchases a $30 product, what most internet marketers are taught to do is immediately present that new customer with an upsell offer priced up to 3 times the $30 or for $90. Now, the problem with this type of sequence of offers is that it's completely different from what people are accustomed to and have experienced in the real world. Think about it like this. Where in the world is a new customer ever presented with an opportunity to spend money on another product or service that's priced 3 times higher than the initial product they've purchased? Nowhere. When men buy a new suit, for example, for say $2,000, they're never presented with an opportunity to add something to their order for $6,000, 3 times the price of what they spent on the suit. No. They're given the opportunity to add a tie at, say, $150, a shirt at $300, or a pair of shoes for $250. You see, the common accepted buying experience consumers have is the opportunity to take advantage of value-adding add-on offers that are priced at a fraction of what they spent on their first main product. And that's exactly what the six-figure funnel formula does with the first transaction maximization offer, what's called the reverse add-on. And that's why, when it's presented correctly, it's not uncommon at all to see upwards of 60%, 6 out of 10 of your new customers immediately take advantage of the reverse add-on offer. Now, this one add-on offer alone can increase the average amount of money a new customer spends with you by 15 to 25%. Now, we'll talk in just a few minutes about how we get even more customers to take advantage of this offer later on in the six-figure funnel formula. For time purposes, I'll just tell you that the rest of the transaction maximization sequence gives customers 3 additional opportunities to reap even more value from you by taking advantage of 3 strategic and specific add-on offers that also tap into existing consumer psychology and experience. What's called the soft add-on, the mid-tier add-on, and something called the thank you gift offer. I'll talk more about these in video 4 of our series. Now, the 4th main piece in the six-figure funnel formula is what's called the amplification autoresponder chain. This is a unique type and combination of coordinated mini email follow-up sequences that are triggered automatically based on which add-on offers a new customer takes advantage of and which ones they don't. It's all fully automated, can be set up in about 30 minutes or so, and is another reason why the six-figure funnel formula generates such high transaction sales. In a nutshell, what the amplification autoresponder chain does is systematically give customers a second chance opportunity after the initial sale and after they've seen your main product and experienced its quality to claim one or more of the add-on offers that they may have skipped during their initial order. And it does it in a way that matches their initial buying activity and picks up at the latest add-on offer in the transaction maximization sequence that they skipped. Now, if this seems complicated to you, don't worry. It can be set up very easily in about a half hour in a simple email autoresponder service like Aweber or GetResponse. I recommend Aweber for this. Now, it's not perfect, but it's a great little service to start with because of how easy it is to use and how quickly you can set up the amplification autoresponder chain. And right now, you can get started with Aweber for like $1 for the first month and then just $19 a month after that. And it will power and automate the entire amplification autoresponder chain for you. Now, the 5th and final main piece of the six-figure funnel formula is the prospect remarketing sequence. Now, this is a simple 7-day email follow-up sequence for prospects who don't initially take advantage of your customer captivation offer when it was first presented to them. And it's strategically designed to restate your hook, demonstrate the benefits of your customer captivation offer, eliminate common objections or concerns, and show the results that your product or service can give to prospects. Now, just like with the amplification autoresponder chain, the prospect remarketing sequence can also be easily set up in Aweber in about 15 minutes and fully automated. Now, we don't have time to go through the messaging of each of the emails in this sequence, but let me just show you an overview of a simple prospect remarketing sequence so you can see that you don't need to be a copywriting wizard to have one of these work for you. I'll include a link below this video for you to just download this slide for later review and reference. So here it is, an overview of a simple prospect remarketing sequence showing you what's covered in each of the emails. And there's nothing magical going on here. It's just a formula that's been proven to work. And there you have it, the 5 main pieces of the 6-figure funnel formula. Not too shabby for a free little video, right? Now, there are a couple of other pieces to show you, but for now, what you've just seen are the simple main pieces of a marketing funnel process that is working like crazy right now, that you can also use to turn your website traffic into sales at a high transaction value. Now, in the next video in our series, I'm going to show you how to take your funnel and start driving traffic, regardless of how small your budget may be, so that you start getting new customer sales and profits as fast as possible. I'm going to show you how to get started with paid traffic the right way, the risk-free way, how to track your return on investment so you can see how much money you're making from your marketing funnel, and how to scale the traffic up so you make more and more money each week. Now, in the meantime, do me a favor and leave a comment below and tell me what you thought of this video. And tell me some of the things that you'd like to know about generating more sales with your own marketing funnel. Again, that's all for me. I'll see you in a couple of days in our next video.